Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
I'm Bill.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Brownie. And this is definitely not the second time we did the intro.
Well, hey, everybody, look who's back.
I'm back.
You guys wanted him, so we produced him.
And yep, we just can't keep a good bill down.
No, not at all. Chris, what'd you say earlier about Bill, like maybe just hanging out or whatever?
I'm pretty sure he just snuck out the back and hung by the door, and then when he opened it, he just jumped in. It's like, oh, you guys are here? Well, I'm here, so...
Surprise, surprise.
The truth is that when you have two daughters and one gets to come watch the podcast being taped, the other one will also want to go to a podcast and watch it being taped. And I was just the driver, but all of a sudden I'm on the couch.
Well, we're looking, and it's like, Bill, where should we put you? Should we put you in the other room or on set?
Yeah, it's like, thank you for contributing to the last podcast. Go sit in the other room.
Well, as you guys will find out later on in the podcast, too, actually, Bill is a good specimen for part of our topic.
Oh, our theme
Yeah.
for the night. I have a general theme I made for this one.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And then, Hallie, are you excited to be here?
Yes, I'm very excited.
All right. So this is going to be fun. So we're gonna kick off with just talking about Galaxy's Edge because that's the next one. So our next podcast, I think we're going to be doing live from California.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything crazy fancy setup. It's whatever, like Chris and I were talking about, is whatever we can pull off. But it might be fun to just do a little, either in the car on the way there.
Yeah.
You and I can do
we can post little mini videos on the drive down.
Right. Yeah.
Just take out our phones. Hey, here we are.
Yeah.
You know.
And then, we're going to do a podcast from Galaxy's Edge. So that's going to be super exciting. I can't even wait. Sorry, Bill and Hallie aren't coming.
We came to the wrong
episode. Now, if you show up in California next week, I'll be impressed. Hey, guys, I'm here.
What a coincidence. We planned our vacations at the same time.
Hello.
I'm going to set you up with a green screen so we can make that happen.
Oh, fun. That's fun.
That'd be great.
So I'm super excited. I just hope, Kara was reading an article earlier, that they're selling out of everything.
So all the legacy lightsabers and stuff are sold out. So Obi-Wan's lightsaber, Anakin's, Darth Vader's. There's been rumors that Ahsoka's are sold out. So
They better restock.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But then,
they're sold out of the crystals.
Yep, they're sold out of the kyber crystal, so you can get the ones that come with a holocron. But the ones that you can buy separately to change the color of your lightsaber and stuff, those are all sold out. And then the Sabacc game is sold out. A lot of the plushies are sold out. Some droid parts are sold out, including the personality chip for the droids.
That's the thing I wanted.
There's a lot that's sold out. I'm bummed. I'm sad. Hopefully that gets restocked by next week. Here's hoping.
Yeah, no joke.
I hope so.
I mean...
I didn't even realize. I was like, they'll restock, but wait, that's next week.
That's next week, yeah. I was talking to patients.
It's June for whatever
I know.
reason.
I was talking to patients
behind.
today, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to Disneyland next week.
The realization finally.
I know. It's like, wow, that's coming up so quick.
So, being that we're primarily a Lego, we like Lego stuff and we like Star Wars stuff. I was reading the Lego book. I think you and I talked about it in the past, Chris. And these Lego books got some really cool facts in there. And so, do you know the most expensive minifigure in existence? Anybody know?
Oh, boy. It's got to be...
I will give you this hint. It is also the most expensive Star Wars toy in existence.
But
this character is
character.
the same. Yeah.
Man.
Who's the most expensive character? Hallie, do you know?
Voldemort or Harry Potter.
It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
Star Wars related, yeah.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
I'd have to think about that.
All right, we'll come back. Bill?
It's obviously the guy who gets his arm cut off in the canteen.
Yeah.
I know he has a name, I just can't remember what it is.
It'd have to be something that's rare. I mean, it would be rare. I mean,
Right.
unless everybody had it.
So it came in a cereal box. So the character...
I know what it is. It's Burnt Uncle Owen.
No.
So, okay, the character, the most expensive Lego character, is also the most expensive toy, and he was found in a cereal box. But they had to discontinue him because
His moving parts were a choking hazard.
Oh,
Yes.
it's got to be Boba Fett.
It's
then.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Boom.
So the
Yeah.
most expensive minifigure all time, according to the 2017 Lego Star Wars book, was in 2010, they made 2 solid gold Boba Fett minifigures, 4 silver Boba Fett minifigures, and 6 bronze Boba Fett minifigures. And nobody could keep them. They had to give them away. So in the year 2010, they gave them away at conventions and stuff to Lego fans.
That's
Could you imagine
awesome.
somebody walking up to you and handing you a golden Boba Fett?
I mean, you go to grab it and expect like the lightweight toy, and all it's like, ooh, you know, like
I mean, yeah. Like, what do you do to like save the person's life from getting like run over by a subway or something? It's like that earned you a golden Boba Fett.
You get the key. It's the key to the Lego factory.
Oh.
It unlocks the door there.
It's like in what was the Nicolas Cage movie? Treasure.
National Treasure.
National
National Treasure.
Treasure when he uses the pipe to like unlock the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I don't care.
It's
no, it's
a.
good.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. So like Legos, this is a complete tangent, but so the theme for this episode is baldness. I happen to be heading into early baldness. I'm just trying to own it. You know, I cut my hair a little shorter, and eventually I'll just go. I
You
won't.
cut it shorter because I tell you to cut it shorter.
It looks better, right?
It does.
So I just have a funny story. So I got a couple new coworkers, and Bill, you can probably relate to this. It's like,
What are you saying?
no,
I don't know, Bill. Why are you
my
wearing a
new
hat?
coworkers are
We're a hat for a
Boy.
reason.
totally the other way. Totally not where I was going. So
Just teasing.
we're starting to get to the point where like younger people are entering the workforce, and so I'm still of the age I love making phone calls. Big phone call guy, and I was right on the cusp of the text message era. So it was like I was excited to tell Chris the news today. So it was like I message him, "Hey, can I call you so we can talk about it?" You know, you hear the person's reaction and everything like that. So when Derek started, this new guy, I thought to myself, I was like, "All right, we're sitting there shooting the breeze," and he said, "Oh yeah, about 70% of my communication is through Snapchat," and that like blew me away. He's like, text messaging? Who does that anymore? No one texts anymore. It's all Snapchat messaging. And the best part is, Chris,
I know.
you roll your whatever at that, it's even better. They don't just text in Snapchat, that you have to send a picture. So I'll look over and he'll be like, taking a picture of his feet or take a picture of the clock. It has to be a picture. So that took me a little bit to get used to. Now, Carrie, you use Snapchat, but you used to just take pictures and then send them to me.
That's what I do. Do you Snapchat, Bill?
I don't, but I work with high school and middle school
Okay.
students, and they all do. And so every once in a while, they're just like, yeah, taking pictures of random things.
Random
Like,
Right.
It's Snapchat.
So
That is like,
one of my favorite things to do is find the ugliest filter that I
Oh
can.
my goodness,
That just
here it
makes me
comes.
look hideous and changes my voice, right? And so I'll record myself, be like, "Hey, Jeremy, you want to go on a date with me?" And I just look wretched, and I send it to him. I especially love the ones that make my voice like super deep and manly.
no, the other day she did one and then her voice came out normal and she's like, oh man, it's not a voice changing one.
Right?
But I have gotten at least 100 since I've known Kara. At least.
I think I've used all the face shape changing ones already.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of at the point where like, come on, Snapchat, I need new stuff. But
So anyway, so I had got a wild hair and I was trying to make some common ground with Derek and I knew that Kara used it. So I bit the bullet and I made a Snapchat. I did it. And so Derek was like,
the space-time continuum didn't tear itself in half.
right. I'm surprised it didn't.
They have
So-
Snapchat on rotary phones. Jeremy?
Oh, right. Oh, the pound symbol or the hashtag doesn't work.
Oh, you did. Yes. Hashtag rotary.
Hallie, have you ever used a rotary phone?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen them, but I've never like
In
used one.
museums.
right?
Yeah.
So you belong in a museum,
So do you.
Dr. Jones. So
no one's
anyways,
going to get those references anymore either. We're so old.
I know.
It's a good reference. Come on.
So anyway, you know, there's like the stigma there, like if you work with computers, people always ask you to like set up their computers and blah, blah, blah. And so it's, you know, so Derek like instantly got his hands in there and it was really nice. He went through and showed me how to set up my Snapchat.
Oh.
So he walked me hand in
Grandpa
hand
Jeremy.
through
Yeah.
all the
Showing
stuff, set me up with the Snapchat, and he's like, dude, this is a long story. I hope the payoff's worth it. So, like, showed me how to do
I'm just
it.
imagining him like applying Asper cream to you now. Like, oh, come on, Grandpa, let's get those liver spots out.
So he sets up the Bitmoji for me. So if you don't know what Bitmoji is, because I didn't, it's an avatar. You get one when you make an Xbox. You get
I don't
one
know
when
how you
make-
didn't know about Bitmoji. That was a thing of Facebook like 5-6 years ago.
I didn't do it because I didn't want to install another app on my phone.
So
Okay.
no, Derek he installed the Bitmoji separate app and then linked the accounts and then he does everything. And so you have two options. You can build it like a me, like you just pick the characters, like for the avatar for the Wii or the Nintendo Switch or whatever. And he's like, or you can take a picture and it makes you a Bitmoji. And so he's like, all right, well let's set it up. So I take a selfie, and then the Bitmoji goes, it comes to life. And Chris will show my Bitmoji right here. So this is what popped up right here, okay?
It's pretty fancy looking, honestly.
It's a pretty nice Bitmoji, right?
Yeah.
It had my face, and it had this nice full head of hair. And the first thing Derek did is look at the picture and he goes, that was generous. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that gave you way too much hair. So that story sticks with me because it's like, it really is funny and it really was generous. So that made me laugh so much. So I was like, and he just no holding back. That was just, Derek just ripped the Band-Aid right off. And
Oh my gosh, that's
So-
awesome.
I'll never forget that. But anyway, so then the running bald joke is, Kara, I'm sure you have a story you would like to tell about being bald.
Yeah, so Jeremy's in the military, obviously.
You can
And-
tell by his physique.
Yeah. And so we were in Hawaii, I think it was.
We were in Hawaii.
So we were just driving around. We were talking about deployments and stuff, and I was like, yeah, they make Build-A-Bears that you can put a uniform on now, like a military uniform, right? And
No, I've got to embellish this a little bit, or at least
Okay.
tell the truth. We're with all my
Military
male
coworkers.
No, Brenna was there.
Brenna was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're with all my military coworkers, and there's the classic, stereotype. You've got to be tough. Okay. Go ahead, Kara.
So I'm talking about his next deployment. I'm going to make him a cute little Build-A-Bear with a cute little uniform on.
No, we're gonna make one for you to have, though,
Oh,
right?
was that what it is?
Yeah, it was gonna be for you to have.
Okay, you tell the story.
Well, no, I don't want to. So anyway, no, it's just gonna be for like the guys were like, Jeremy, you could make a Build-A-Bear.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we'll put the uniform on it and you can give it to Kara. And they said that, and the story could have ended there. But here's what happened.
So I said, well, to be more realistic, we could just shave a little bald spot on the top of the bear.
My own wife threw me under the bus in front of everybody. They all lost it.
my
They're like,
God.
Bird, oh my gosh, did you hear that? So they all start laughing. They're like, oh, bald bear, build a bald bear. Bald bear workshop there.
Oh my goodness.
I was so blown away that she did that to me, though. She, in front of everybody, she's like, yeah, we'll just shave a bald spot there and it'll be realistic. I was like, oh my goodness, Kara.
and now you transferred divisions.
Right?
So
Never show my
good.
face again.
So
So I'm just
good.
trying to have a nice vacation in Hawaii. and Kara's talking about shaving a soldier bear so that it is more realistic. And they still don't let that go to this day.
Really? Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a running joke.
A running joke.
A running joke from up here in Minnesota. But anyway, so bald is the theme, right? Is
Yes.
the theme for tonight's episode. So there's a couple funny things. So I think that's why I like Lego so much. It's 'cause the
They're all bald.
They're all bald. They start bald. You choose to put hair on. So really, Bill, this is the guy you gave me?
Yeah.
He
Credence.
looks much better like this.
There you go.
Wait, what is it that Don told you?
Well, there's only a few good heads and then the rest have hair. So that was always one of my favorite ones there. But anyways, and then, so like in preparation for learning about bald stuff, I Google searched bald facts. And the first thing that popped up was, of course, Google Health or Google MD. And it was like, all the different types of baldness and everything else. So I was like, backspace, backspace, backspace. I said, cool bald facts. Do you know
And then
there
it's
a
like,
such
no results
thing,
found.
right?
No, do you know the only thing that came up was the bald eagle. It's like cool facts about the bald eagle. It's on the, it's the bird of the United States. And
Oh my goodness.
They can fly X
I'm
amount
sorry,
of miles
Jeremy,
an hour.
but you can't compare yourself to a bald eagle. I'm
So it's
sorry.
like I even tried to find cool bald facts. And then it's like, oh, you mean bald eagle, huh? Because that's cool.
Yeah.
But being bald isn't.
That reminds me of, I think, whoever it's SpongeBob, it's like the king of Atlantis or whatever. I don't know what his
Oh,
name
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But he's like, it's not bald, it's thinning. Thinning.
That's so funny. So yeah, so it was like, so that's all my bald stuff for the night, for like my bald theme for the night, and you know, Bill, bald is awesome.
It happens.
Kara
Bald
does
is beautiful.
Kara makes me feel. That's what Kara tells me. She always makes me feel better
Yeah.
by saying bald is beautiful.
I don't care that he's missing a few hairs. It's fine.
So I just realized something. You know how I was having issues with the main camera last week for the last podcast?
Right.
It just finally dawned on me. It's how humid it is in here.
Oh really?
It's totally fogged over right now.
Oh, really?
Anybody who's watching and looking at this angle right now, you're just looking through a big cloud of steam.
Oh, nice. Well, we can open the door. Maybe let's.
Yeah, let's pop the door open.
We're gonna keep going.
Fire it.
Be happy if you are an audio listener,
There you go.
because you don't have to worry about how. You just even open it up all the way. If you're an audio listener, you don't have to worry about.
Oh my goodness, that's a cool
Ooh,
breeze.
just keep doing that.
Yeah,
So you're telling me, Chris, I need to get a dehumidifier for the studio.
I think so. Then that's a good spot for the door. It's right off the edge of the frame.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So hopefully this will rectify itself. We're going to try and stay in the close-ups for a while.
Okay.
So, Bill, do you have any funny bald stories?
Oh. I try to not remember any stories about being bald. It's just the reality. It's hard because you gotta always wear sunscreen on your head.
Yes.
And if you don't, I mean, there's times when it was just starting to go, I'd look at it and it'd be like, oh my, the top of my head is bright red, and I didn't put
my
any
gosh.
sunscreen on the top of my head because you don't even think about it. It's like, it's back there.
I think it was on our honeymoon. Your head burned pretty bad.
Oh, well, no. So today I went for a run, and I get back from my run, and my coworker goes, just so you know, it's an UV index of 7. And I said, great, I'm going to burn. Like, my bald spot is probably going to be red.
Oh.
Does the Air Force not carry sunscreen? Or?
Well, I usually wear, like, a little running hat or something, you know,
Okay.
to cover. You have to wear hats when you're bald. And I didn't bring one with me. I wasn't prepared.
Or there's sunscreen.
Who wants to use sunscreen on their hair? Or their
Don't you
bald
remember,
spot?
like,
Yeah.
when I was younger, and I would always tease my brothers because they played baseball, and I was like, well, don't you know that baseball hats make you go bald?
Oh, well. I used to
I
be a big
mean,
hat person. Chris
there you
remembers.
go.
I think that's a total myth.
Oh,
it's
you're
not.
exactly.
Well, neither of my brothers ended up bald, so I mean, whatever.
They weren't that good at baseball either.
Actually, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
But so, anyway, so that's all I got for bald facts. But this, Bill, take a guess how much this shirt cost.
I have the same one, just so everybody
Okay.
knows.
I'm going to put that at $15.
Hallie, how much you think this shirt cost?
I'll go pretty close and 20.
Okay,
All right,
This
so
shirt.
if this is the price is right, neither of you went over, so you know.
that's good. That's good. You
You're,
didn't
you're
go
both
over.
in, you know,
This shirt was $777,000.
and like 700 and 700.
It's just
Yeah.
sevens across the board.
It's just sevens across, yeah.
6 sevens across. So Bungie does this really funny thing where they put the shirt up for that amount, and then once a year they have a mode that opens up for a month, and that just started for this month. This is last year's shirt, and if you meet certain criteria, they give you a discount code that for
Drops
the
the
shirt
price.
that drops it down to about $25. So it removes $777,000, 700
change, yeah.
and some change.
And then like for $5 extra, you can personalize it with your gamer
Your
tag.
gamer tag on the
Is your
side.
gamer tag on yours?
It is.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
right on the
awesome.
side, right there.
my gamer tag's on mine too.
Yep.
Because I beat it too.
Yeah, Kara does. Kara absolutely beats
yeah,
it.
I do. I want my T-shirt. Dang
Yeah,
it.
no, I know she does. She wants her T-shirt. So anyway, so it's Moments of Triumph is out, Kara. So you're gonna try to get it done this. We probably don't have enough time to get it done this year.
I think we got it done in like 2 days last time.
It wasn't that easy, but no kidding. So like, if you went to the store to buy it,
Yeah.
you can only buy it unless you want to spend $777,000. But you can only buy it if you get the code.
You know, there's some.
We can't. You can buy it. Yeah. Somebody bought one without.
I don't know.
There's probably some rich chic son over.
Just to say they
you know.
did it.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Wasn't there an app on? Yeah.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say there was an app. It was called like the I'm Rich app, and it was
Yeah.
$999 because I think that was the most expensive an app could be at that time. Yeah, and it was $999.
What did
and
it do?
was
Nothing.
it had a red gem on the screen. I think that's all it was.
Yeah.
So you open up the app and
my
it was just a red
gosh.
gem, and it was like I am rich, I can afford it, and that app sold.
Yep.
So basically, I mean, you know computer programming, you know how to make apps. You could basically make the exact same thing
Right. Well, it somehow it violated their terms of service.
Yeah,
Like, it
there's
was-
something about them. I recall this as
So
well.
make it a green gem.
Yeah, that's the color of the gem. That's what violated the terms of service.
But it was like, yeah, it didn't do anything. It was just a way for you to like show off that you have a lot of money.
Stupid. Oh my gosh, people have too much money in this world.
Right. And
I
that reminds
agree.
me, Bill, did you ever hear of the app called Send Me to Heaven?
No.
You took your phone and it used the accelerometer to determine the height of your phone. So people were taking, the whole point of the app was you start it, then you throw your phone in the air and catch it, and it tells you how high you threw it. And then you took competitions between you and your friends who could throw their phone the highest.
Without breaking it.
Well, what would happen was you'd miss
Yeah.
after you got to a certain height, and your phone, because you're at a high height now, your phone would break. And so all these parents were coming home, and their kids were all downloading this app because it was free. And the creator said he hates phones, so he made it with the sole purpose of hoping people destroy their phone.
Whoa.
So
I applaud that person for having the foresight and follow through to make this dream come true.
So and then Apple had to remove that too, because so now in their terms of service it says something along the lines of this app cannot cause people to unintentionally like destroy their phone or even intentionally destroy their phone.
Do you remember when induction charging first came out and
Oh,
people
yeah.
were saying you can charge it by putting it in the microwave?
Oh yes.
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 Oh my gosh, and people were, and their phone was just like, poof.
Oh my god! Well, and dangerous lithium-ion battery, like that's like explosive.
Okay. Hallie, do you use the microwave?
Yeah, I do once in a while.
Do you know the rule of microwaves?
What's the rule?
Like you don't put anything metal in them.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. Did you like I'm assuming somebody told, like my parents told me, don't ever put anything metal in the microwave. Well, I made it a long time, but I did put metal in the microwave once. And you know what
Oh, I
happened?
have a story about that too.
I didn't mean to do it. So
It's like a fork or something.
no, it's even like sillier than that. I pulled a frozen Twix out of the fridge and I didn't want it frozen. So I was going to microwave it.
What an American story.
Yeah,
Right?
My frozen candy was too cold, so I put it in my magic hot box.
So I was like, oh, I'll just microwave it really quick for like 10 seconds, not even. And it'll be enough to just take the chill off of it so I don't like, hurt my mouth. I love frozen Reese's and all that. But it was just like, I don't know why, I didn't want it. So I put it in the microwave. Hallie, lightning came down from the top of the microwave, struck the wrapper, and the whole thing, the Twix wrapper shrunk.
Oh, like Shrinky Dink.
Yeah, like it shrunk. It was whoop, and it went right down. It popped off of the thing, and it was a miniature Twix wrapper. I'm not kidding. That's what it did. I was blown away. I was like, oh, it's all trouble.
Mom, I didn't do it. It was today.
Yeah, and it smelled horrible. So that is why you don't, like, if you put a fork in there, it'll just, like, keep zapping the fork and weld it more or less until the
Yeah, it's like an
microwave
arc
blows up.
welder.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
an arc welder at that point. So that's why you don't put anything metal in.
Well,
But-
I kind of have a story to go off of that. Also, another reason you don't put stuff metal in the microwave. So I worked at Wendys in Cloquet for years, and there was one time a manager. I think she was on dishes, and her shirt got wet. She's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna throw it in the microwave really quick, just kind of see if I can dry it off." Right? She doesn't take off her name tag.
Ooh.
So she throws her shirt in the microwave, and it lights on fire. So this
It
was
wasn't you.
Gosh, it wasn't
Okay,
me.
I was just making sure you're not like,
No.
oh, my friend.
Yeah.
No,
Asking for
no.
a friend.
So yeah, we have this flaming shirt in the store. It's actually kind of funny, but
Oh, I know. I'll put it out in the grease fryer.
right,
I mean, it is a safe place to put something that's on fire if there's no grease in it.
Right.
well, I mean, if there's
So how'd you guys put it out?
I think they threw it in the sink or something.
Oh.
But it was kind of funny. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, some people.
Well, and it's like, that's only going to make your shirt hot. It's not going to dry it out.
Yeah,
Right,
because
well,
the
okay.
environment still is all.
Yeah,
Now,
it's contained.
don't forget the part where I said I worked at Wendy's.
You know.
Oh, shots
Don't
fired,
forget-
Wendy's.
Okay, Wendy's has a sick
Twitter.
Have you seen their Twitter? They burn people like nothing
They
else.
are on
Just like
fire.
that shirt.
Just like that.
right. Burn.
So anyway, so that was like, I don't know. How do we get talking about
I don't know.
cooking and microwaving Twix? But
I have no idea. But do you have any microwave stories, Ben?
I was gonna
Well,
say, yeah.
I've gone to my grandma's house, and my grandma had those old coffee mugs that were like lined with metal.
Yes.
Yes, like
And
that
so
gold foil on it. or
Yeah, and you
whatever.
throw that in, and you put it in the microwave, and all of a sudden, like it's that's my
like, "What
closest.
happened?"
Other than that, though, I've been pretty good about the metal things.
Well, okay, so now that we're down this rabbit trail, Campbell's soup cans, like the microwavable ones, they have a metal rim on them when you put it in the microwave. How does that not?
so I wondered that too because our other microwave had a shelf that was metal.
Right.
So there
right.
is
so I don't
a
get
certain
it.
metal that is not reactive with microwaves.
So what is it?
I don't know. Chris, if you have time, you should look on your phone and figure out the answer to. Oh man.
I'll look it up, guys. Don't worry.
All right, find it.
So I have a funny story about like high voltage. So overseas, on one of my deployments, we have to have coffee. Like I run off of coffee, and so we have a Bunn coffee maker. And I'll tell you what. All right, a couple funny stories, really quickly. One of my coworkers, the big deal was half the outlets are 220, and the other half are 110. A lot of computers and stuff like that all have they're DC inverters, so they can take 110 to 220, not a big deal, and steps it down. Some stuff though, like anything with like an electronic motor, can only be plugged into 110, or you need not just an adapter, so you can plug it in. You need a transformer to step down the voltage. So one of my coworkers plugged in a Dremel, because we use a Dremel, and he, for a second, had a real life lightsaber. It went because it doubled the voltage into the motor. The thing started sparking and glowed red hot before the engine seized up. Somebody else blew up an air compressor. But my favorite story was we had a popcorn maker and a coffee pot right next to each other. And for the first half of the deployment, it wasn't a big deal. They weren't tripping each other. The second half, they started to trip each other. So when you made coffee, you had to unplug the coffee pot or plug the coffee pot in and then unplug the popcorn maker, and vice versa. So I walked by the coffee pot one day, and the coffee is boiling. And I'm like, what? It's boiling in the pot. Like, that is crazy. That thing broke. Voltage regulator is bad. Nope, got to get a new coffee pot. So I unplugged it, and I told somebody, and then they plugged it in the next day, and it was fine. I was like, oh, all right. So I made a coffee. The next day I walked by, it's boiling again. And the first time there's just a little bit of coffee in it. So I was like, well, maybe. And the second day, full pot, brand new, completely boiling. I'm like, this is crazy. I've got to shut this thing off. This is like a fire waiting to happen. So I get underneath and I look. Somebody plugged the Bunn coffee maker into 220. So it was doubling the voltage to the heat plate.
Oh my goodness.
But it didn't burn it out. That's how good a Bunn coffee maker is, I guess. So I unplugged it, plugged it into 110, and it worked fine the rest of the trip. So we had to block off the 220 port because somebody wasn't paying attention. And yeah, they plugged it right into 220. But I've never seen coffee boil as it sitting on the warmer, and that was it.
It's one way to make it stronger, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so here's what I found out. Apparently, Alton Brown talks about
No way.
metal
I
in the
love him.
microwave
You would know, I guess.
in an episode of Good Eats entitled Ear Apparent. Anyway, so basically what they said is, as long as the pieces of metal are further away from each other than the length of the actual microwave, the energy, not the oven, then it won't arc. So somebody said you can put flat aluminum foil in the microwave and it's fine.
But not-
But if you crumple it up, that's when you get messed up.
That's crazy.
Because it go between the metal.
Right. So apparently
Interesting.
the distance between of the metal can, is far enough away that it doesn't react.
So,
That's
yeah,
cool.
because that reminds. So someone was explaining how a microwave cooks stuff, and they take a tray of cheese and they put it in the microwave. You can actually see the wavelength of the microwave, so it makes sense if you're wider than where it would actually make that contact, maybe because
That's cool.
it melts the cheese, and it's some of it's not cooked at all, and some of it's just totally
Right.
a puddle. So I guess that would make sense. So as long as you don't have points that can actually make that type of connection between the electromagnetic wave of the thing to turn it into a lightning bolt of terror.
I just have to say, for the record, the range of topics on this podcast, we go from balding to microwave cheese. You just never know what you're
Okay,
going to get.
I feel like other podcasts do this too. It's
Oh,
not just
absolutely.
us.
It's just,
I mean,
was absolutely making me
great.
laugh.
We've gone from being a Star Wars podcast to let's talk about everything podcast. Rabbit trails, yes.
well,
I have
and
to
that
get
was
new clothes.
Yeah.
right.
I love your shirt today.
Hey,
Thank
that's
you.
a future shirt idea. We'll make a bald microwave, or
Bald microwave.
How do we make a bald?
You can call the
microwave?
divorced dad.
What you do is you take the microwave and then you put the toilet bowl haircut
oh, there you go.
on the
Yes,
edge of it.
R2D2's dad.
yes. So, anyways, it was just really funny for me to sit and listen. But the other thing I wanted to talk about too was what it was like to make videos and stuff like that, or our processes, and it's been really fun. It's been so fun for people to do that. That's why we've had 2 studio audience the past 2 episodes.
Oh, wow.
This
He
episode.
actually used plural there. Good job.
Well,
He
audience.
plural. Instead of saying audience CE, he did TS. I could hear it.
Yes, Chris. That's why we're friends.
Audience.
Yeah, we had 2 studio audience.
Audience? Like
It does
Lord of the
sound
Rings?
like- I'm glad you heard it, though.
I know exactly. So he's not saying audience like.
No. It's like Ents from Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's an ent that is made out of sound, an audient.
Well, that's like when you have people's like your brother Steven
Yeah.
with a PH or Steven with a, well,
Get out of here, PH Steven.
All right. PH is like the original Stephen in
That's
biblical times.
Stefan.
okay.
Steven.
Funny story. We found a pic. There's a meme on the internet of a dog. And
Oh
he
my
goes, my
gosh.
name's Steven. And he's got, it's
like-
he's hairless and he's got a huge underbite.
Has
and, like,
anybody, you guys
scraggly
have seen
teeth.
this meme, right?
No.
We're going to post it over Jeremy's face.
Oh,
okay,
man.
Hallie's seen it. We're going to post it over Jeremy's
Hallie,
face.
you've seen
It's
it?
hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Is it-
I'm going
it
to pull
is
it up
funny.
for Bill just so he can
Okay.
appreciate.
That's my spirit animal. Not Steven's spirit animal because it's named after him. Well, just like there's a running joke that like Kyle's start drinking Monsters at a super early age or something. So to be joking, one of my coworkers bought my other friend Kyle a Monster, and he's like secretly became addicted to him, and all because of a meme.
It's so funny.
You know,
Hello,
There's a
my
lot
name
of
is
truth in memes.
Steven. I love this dog. Again, the picture will be over Jeremy's face.
oh man, what? I'm charging rent. Give me 5 Shroot bucks back.
You know how many Shroot bucks you've given me over time?
Oh,
Like, you owe me.
okay. So I'm super excited because we're going to be making. I'm not going to spoil anything other than we're going to be making a parody video,
Ooh,
and
yes.
I'm very excited for that.
And it's about The Office. Oh, no.
no,
Just kidding.
no, not at
Dwight
all.
Schrute and Michael Scott.
But I'm really excited to do that. But Chris, I was going to talk to you because Chris is like my wealth of knowledge for all this stuff. How does monetization work with? I was watching one YouTuber today, and he used a clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but his video's monetized, and it's from a movie. So how does that work?
There's a couple of different ways that can happen in relation to YouTube specifically. This is gonna be so boring for so many people. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible.
ELI 5.
So if you use somebody else's content, as long as you're not presenting it as your own, generally speaking, you're covered by something called fair use. You're allowed to use it to illustrate a point or to provide a comment or criticism. Those are basically the 2 ways that you're allowed to use other people's stuff and not have to pay for it.
Jesus.
But got a bug invasion here.
Yep.
Okay,
Doors open.
Jeremy has a moth story about me
I
after we're
do.
done with
Okay.
this. I
Okay.
hate moths.
So, but if you do use somebody else's content on YouTube specifically, if Content ID discovers that, the person whose content it is has a couple of options. They can they can flag the video and have it taken down. They can monetize it themselves, so the ad might be actually for the people who are the IP owners of that particular clip, like Warner Brothers or something.
Right.
Or they can let the other person monetize it if they want to and have access to the analytics to that video to see what type of people are watching it and then gain some insight as to whatever. So, but there's a couple of different things that play there. That's why, like, you can, like, Cinema Sins, for example, a fairly popular channel where they do critiques of films. You see clips from the movies because they're being used in the context of comment and criticism about those films.
But then they can make money off of them.
So they can. So the way that typically those channels would make money is selling merchandise.
Got it.
Because when you use that many like clips of something, you're probably going to get the studio putting an ad on the front of it or something.
Got it.
It's on a case-by-case basis, but that's the basic reason why you can see other people's stuff on people's channels, and that just because there's an ad in front of a video or during a video doesn't necessarily mean that that channel is making money from it.
Got it.
It could be the copyright holder of the content in it.
Gotcha.
Oh, see, that's super, because everybody uses YouTube pretty much, and it's kind of just neat to look at it from the other side. Like,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, when you start making YouTube videos, there's like a thing that talks about going from being like a content viewer to a content creator. So, like, Bill, you are a content creator now. Oh, you are making content.
Awesome.
Put that on your resume.
I can.
Yeah.
All right, and welcome back. If you skipped from the beginning of that rant
You're
to
so
now,
funny. I think it's super fascinating.
Yeah, sorry
Well, here-
that I put you all asleep.
Here's the thing. Hallie, did you find it interesting?
It was a little bit interesting.
A little
Yes.
bit.
okay.
Yes.
So now
You
we're
snagged a
gonna,
little bit.
Sort of interesting.
we're gonna have to put like from here to here is this. It's sort of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'll put something up on screen.
Jump to this point.
It's like if you don't want to hear about U.S. copyright law for the next 90 seconds, jump to this time code.
You did trim it down quite a bit. Which
You
I
did. That was
appreciate.
good. That was good.
So, Moth story.
Okay, so yeah, there was. If you did skip, there's a moth story, and Jeremy's going to tell it because it's hilarious.
Okay. Toothbrush?
Which other moth story is there?
No, I know. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
was
of
okay.
course it's that one.
All right. Kara and I went to our cabin, a family cabin we had access to. We don't have it anymore. But that is neither here nor there. Kara.
Yeah, useless details.
Yay! I hope okay. Anyway, so we get there and like getting to know Kara, she has a moth phobia. She hates moths.
They flutter. They're like, and I can't handle that.
So they flutter.
And she can't handle it.
Yeah, in your face, right? Bill, how do you
so
feel about moths?
gross.
Huh?
Flutter, fear.
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
I don't mind them at all.
yeah, they're
in any way,
you know,
shape, or form.
whatever. They
If
flutter.
if they touch me, I'm like, nah. But
okay.
like if it's near me,
that's the thing.
It doesn't really bother me.
They're like dive bombers. They're like a human face. You know?
Out of all,
Maybe you just radiate so much brightness and happiness that they're just like, you
Yeah,
gotta
and
get
then
that.
it radiates so much fear. It should scare them away. Like,
It's like the little moths just want to put pictures in front of Kara's face. So they're like, oh, you can find my moth story here. Moth is to Kara as Kara is to putting pictures on my face.
oh
apparently.
man.
So,
Okay, continue.
all right. So, anyways, so we wake up, and of course, you know, Kara is all about good hygiene because she works in the hygiene field, and so she wakes up to brush her teeth, and as she opens up her night bag, a huge moth comes flying out point blank.
In my
Where does it
face.
go? But in her face. So I'm standing there, and as soon as I see the moth like come out of the bag, I'm like, "Ooh." And so Kara is only armed with her toothbrush.
I run away as fast as I can.
I see her like have her toothbrush, and so she runs, and so the moth is like just probably as scared as her. So the moth goes one way, Kara goes the other, but it's not over because if that moth comes at her, she can't afford to live. So she like looks at the moth and she just takes her toothbrush and goes whoosh and throws her toothbrush at the moth. Like what goes in her mouth at the moth?
Okay, in my defense, it was in a toothbrush container. It's safe.
I will never forget her just.
I think the toothbrush container did break.
Yeah, no, it did. She broke her toothbrush container.
Did you get the moth?
No, she missed.
Oh, well, I was waiting for like this epic like 360 no scope, it like pinned to the
No,
wall.
apparently he
or something.
dive bombed out of the way, I guess, or he just fluttered around it and then missed. But so yeah, I can't believe she threw her toothbrush.
I think that story's hilarious.
No, it is.
Like,
You can
looking
skip one day
back.
of brushing to kill a moth. I
Right,
think
exactly.
Oh, they're just so gross. Moths
or
and
flight.
spiders and like centipedes and those little pill bug things.
Oh, she hates bugs and
I see.
moths and everything else.
So gross.
But do you know what that brings us to? Gift time with Bill. Gift time with Bill. All right, so Hallie, you get to tell us
Okay.
a story.
Oh my gosh.
So me and my dad went to Barnes & Noble, and we knew that Kara didn't get the Niffler. So we tried around the bags to see if we could get the Niffler. So we got 2 that might be the Niffler, but
my
they might
gosh.
not.
What if you get?
Oh my gosh,
Kara,
what if I get the Niffler?
What if you get double nifflers?
I can do that.
What if you get?
That's a lot of pressure.
What's better than one niffler?
Hold on. Who's the pink lady? That's the umbrage, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
what
get
if,
2
What if you get double umbrage?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I'm so
I'll
excited.
solder those onto her mic so she has to stare at double umbrage for the rest of her life.
so Bill, you definitely planned to be on the podcast because you even were prepared with gift time for Bill.
Give time
Just
for
happened.
it.
Totally kidding. We're
kind of forced him to be on this podcast.
I know,
Bill,
that's what's so
people
sad.
love you. Get on the podcast.
It seems like Bill just showed up, but we're like, no, Bill, you need to come on the podcast again.
He
like, I have a
came
family, I
dressed
need to go home.
appropriately.
I'm like, no, you're staying here forever now.
We have guards at the door if he tries to leave. You know. I'm
All right,
so excited.
well,
Oh my
Kara,
gosh.
open 'em up. Let's see what we
Oh
get.
my gosh, I can't believe you guys did this for me. They're
Notice,
both nifflers.
This is a lot of pressure.
notice Bill setting a good example by handing Kara the scissors.
Right, we kept.
I was just getting ready to throw them too.
Okay, here we go. Oh, who's this?
Oh. Is there a niffler in there?
Well, it's not pink.
Hold on. What is this?
What'd you get?
Oh wait! Oh wait! It's the plant lady. I think.
Sprout? Professor Sprout?
Yeah. Nope. It's Neville. Is it Neville?
Has he got the teeth?
Yeah, he's got the teeth. It's Neville. I love Neville.
He's kind of woo.
With the earmuffs on.
Oh, you get the potted plant. You get the
The mandrake.
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 Yeah.
Oh my
Dang,
gosh,
Chris.
that's so cute though. Look at. Oh.
That is
Oh,
Oh wait,
so
that goes on
cool.
his head. That goes on his head. Right there, like that.
Oh, and you actually get the mandrake, the singing mandrake. That's
and
so
a
That's
little
cool.
pot
That
it
is
goes
cool.
in. That's so cute. Thanks, guys. Okay.
All right.
I love Neville. If you guys watch the wasn't the podcast? No.
No, it came out today.
the one that came out today. If
Yeah.
you guys watch today's draw, you will find out that Neville is woo these days.
Yes.
And on last week's podcast, Kara missed the. Oh wait, spoiler alert! That wasn't on the podcast.
It wasn't
was
on the
on
podcast.
a-
Wasn't?
Upcoming
What are you
episode.
saying?
That was- yeah, it was-
Stop
I
talking.
mean,
Oh my goodness.
Tune in mid-August.
yeah.
Right mid-August. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're that far out. Okay, here we go. I still love you guys if I don't. Just kidding.
She's lying. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Oops, I dropped. Is this? Oh, is it Mad Eye Moody?
Oh, cool. That's cool.
I love Mad Eye. Is that who this is?
You're off mic, Jeremy.
Oh, I had
It
to
is
see.
Mad Eye.
Kara's holding on to him all by herself over there.
You just watch the podcast back if you want to know
Wait.
who it is.
Right.
So I got. I'm confused. Wait. Oh, that's Mad Eye's hair.
Oh, it's not Moody.
No, it's the other guy.
It's
Oh,
the guy
it's
who
Yeah.
changes into it.
Oh,
Ooh.
man, I know his name too.
And he's holding. Doesn't he change in the dining hall or whatever? Because he's
Goblet
got,
of
like,
Fire.
He's got like
Yep.
a little turkey leg.
It's the guy who plays Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why I can't remember his name right now either.
Guys.
Barty Crouch Jr.
Guys,
Boom.
thank you. This is great. I love these.
That's crazy.
Well, that is really, really, really thoughtful and awesome
Very,
that you
yes.
guys went to try to get Kara the Niffler.
So the turkey leg and the
This must be Mad Eye's
pot
hair.
was
Yeah.
difficult. Made it
Guys.
Oh, so
thank
like
you
his
so
face like
much.
turns around then?
You
or-
Yeah, his
Yes.
face turns around. So he's this
got two
guy.
faces. He's
but
like
then
the-
turn it around,
the two-faced cop.
and he's Mad Eye Moody.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Good cop, bad cop.
I
Not
love
bad
that
guy.
so
See?
much. And that's Liam Neeson.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's exciting. We're gonna have a whole like shelf of these
That's right.
guys. It's gonna be great. Thank you.
The Minipig
You're welcome.
Army.
So I was about to tell a story to these guys earlier. So there's Nifflers, right?
Yep.
I love Nifflers. As everybody knows from the previous podcast, if you watched it. There's actually a real life Niffler. It doesn't go around stealing gold and stuff like that, but it's called an echidna.
It sounds South American.
I think it's like Australian or something like
Oh.
that.
Haven't we
like-
talked about this, Chris?
They're
No.
super cute. We'll post a picture over Jeremy's face.
I will give bonus
Got
points
him.
to. There is a video game character that's an echidna.
Oh.
I don't even know what a Niffler is, so.
You haven't seen Fantastic Beasts?
No. I said this on the last podcast.
Man, I should watch that one. That was a good episode.
No, so
Bill,
Which-
Yes.
do you know
Do
which?
I know?
I know you know. You just don't
So
probably.
video game character. What's the game series?
Sonic.
So it would be
it's
Tails.
Nope.
no, it's not Tails. It's
Tails
the
is
red
the
guy.
fox. Oh, Knuckles.
It's a red Knuckles.
Knuckles is
yeah.
an echidna.
What?
Yes.
He didn't even look like an echidna.
He's an echidna.
He's got Knuckles though.
Yeah.
Okay, echidnas are so stinking cute though.
So
They're
is Knuckles.
adorable.
Hold on. Are these the ones that are like you can't get them wet, otherwise like their fur will get all crazy?
I'm not sure, but I know that Knuckles. I used to like watch the TV show and then
Guys.
read the comic book. There was a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book.
Oh wow.
All right.
That's
Right?
Yeah, Jeremy was present. Oh, okay. It looks like a mole, but like kicking a field goal.
Right?
Hence, maybe that's why
so-
Knuckles, because he's got like
Oh, I
pointy
suppose,
fingers.
yeah. All right, I guess I buy
I
it.
think there's
Good job, Sega.
just-
You did it.
Ooh.
Sega.
It also makes me think of Altered Beast.
Like, look it.
Yeah.
You play Altered Beast? Like there's the one guy who's got
I
like
just-
the big hair and he's
I
pretty
can't
cool.
even. He's so cute. Ooh.
Well,
Okay,
I just
sorry.
want to thank you, Bill, again for a tremendous
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah,
I hope you
thank
So
guys.
can I share one last story?
Oh no, of course.
And we totally forgot to talk about Harry Potter.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I
so
guess next week.
Yes.
when you
Now
show
you're
up
coming
in
to
SoCal,
Anaheim with us.
we could just have him phone in, and I'll just hold
Right.
it up to them.
Right.
Yeah, that would be so much better than me being there in person at Galaxy's Edge.
FaceTime with
That would be great. Let's do that instead.
Oh, I love your Mickey ears and how much fun you're having.
Yes. Is that a lightsaber? Good.
So Bill, yeah, no,
I'm
hit us
so
up.
sorry.
happy for you.
So-
Hit us up with your story.
So when I shared the video on Facebook, I had some responses, and so my aunt reminded me. So this was when I was very young, and so I wouldn't have remembered this. But she was like, "Billy," which she's allowed to call me. Don't you remember being an Ewok for Halloween?
No.
And I was like, "What? No!" I was, and I remembered she made me a costume. So my brother was Cookie Monster, and I was an Ewok.
Okay, Ewok, way better than Cookie Monster.
Yeah. And so it was really cool because one of the first movies that I really enjoyed in Star Wars was actually a made-for-TV movie, and it was about the Ewoks, and there were a brother and sister that crash land, and the Ewoks kind of take care of them, and I can't remember the whole storyline.
Right.
But that came out.
It's kind of like a Care Bear looking type thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because one
Found
of
that
the
comic.
comics that
Okay.
were given away at Free Comic Day was that one. I think we still have it.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm pretty sure Wicket is like one of the main characters.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
Wicked's a huge
movie.
Ewok. It was played by Warwick Davis.
Yeah. So I'll have to get that out and take that out and watch it again.
Do you have the picture?
Do I?
Or do you have
Your
a picture?
aunt's
I'm
probably have a
working on that,
picture.
but we were unable to find it. We will continue to search. If not, you can imagine this. In an Ewok costume, which we probably can do, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Chris.
Looks like I've got a Photoshop job in front
Oh
of me.
no.
Have fun, future me.
Chris can do it.
So then my brother, who I have two brothers, and so the one that's just a couple years younger than me, and then I have one that's even younger than that. But his Star Wars figures. He said, "Well, I have something to tell you about all my Star Wars figures."
Was that the one from the story last time?
Yeah, who didn't play with their stories, didn't play with his figures, has them all in the box. Well, he stored them, and when he was, moving out of my parents' house, he put them all away into a box, and was going to get them out later. Well, he not only had all the Star Wars figures that were in there, he also had collected Pepsi and Mountain Dew
no.
they had Star Wars figures on the cans. And so we
remember
had
those.
all of the cans in the box.
Oh my
and the
God.
pop
I already know where
eventually
this is
ate
going.
through
Oh no.
ate through the cans, and so all of the expensive ones, which happened to be at the bottom, moldy, cardboard was ruined, and they became toys. So
Well,
you
I
get
mean,
to play with his toys.
Right, at least they're
So you still got the
usable.
figures. They're just not in the box
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah, so the collectible value is gone, but the fun value is still there.
Yes.
Right. Oh,
Man.
I can't. I would cry if
I was
that happened.
literally, I almost Googled if you could buy it, because I remember explicitly like the episode 1 cans.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, I wonder if somebody has like a full collection and how much that would go for on eBay. And then like I was just lazy enough to not bother Googling it, but
Well, I guarantee you it's not
literally
going to
had that
go
thought.
for as much as a decrepit stiff bear. That's for sure.
I don't know. So how much is this? Like $750?
$575.
575. Man, so in post, I'm going to put the number for the cheapest full collection if I can find
There you go.
one.
I know Halo 3 Game Fuel. I had a thing sitting around forever, and that was
I
like
think we still
15
have it.
years old. It was $25 for the 12 or $35 for the 12 pack.
Full,
So-
or
But
that's-
just cans.
It's full in the
Like
original.
a full sealed.
But they
case.
do evaporate through the seal of the can. So
So we should all
but
guess
what I learned
right now how much we think it is worth.
Episode 1 can.
Yeah.
Like let's say because the full collection was like 20 cans or something like that, wasn't it? Or 24
Oh,
cans?
I know what you're talking about now. Each individual can was a special, like
Yeah, it was a different character.
I
Yeah.
remember.
I like Mountain Dew too much that I drank the Mountain Dew first and set the can on the shelf.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember Eric had a full collection, or basically full collection of them in his room.
I'd say $100.
$100 for the full set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol.
I'm gonna go 101 penny.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, what should I go? I'm gonna say less. So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Go with 1 penny, and we'll see.
1 penny.
Dang.
What comes up? We're
So-
gonna price is right this thing.
I don't know how many total cans there are, but I would have to imagine. I'm gonna say $25.
All right.
I think it would go for about $1
But
a can.
Starbucks is not Starbucks. Star Wars. Wow, I got coffee on the brain.
You're off the podcast, Karen. I'm just kidding.
Star Wars is such a big thing right now.
Yeah, but like 20-year-old cans of Pepsi aren't.
Collectible.
And it
I
is
mean-
episode 1.
That's That's the thing too. You have to mitigate the price with episode 1.
Just throw that
That's
out there in
true.
front
Yeah.
of it.
Okay, I changed my price to nothing. Just kidding.
Oh man, so much. Episode 1 is just fine. It is great.
Well, just finding great are 2 totally different scores. One's like a 35, one's like a 90.
It's not horrible. It's
Just
just not.
strike out metachlorians.
So,
and
okay.
up more Jar Jar, and we're good to go.
So really quick, sorry. Speaking about episode 1, somebody posted a picture. So you know the pod racing scene where everybody's in the stands and everything. So apparently the set directors or the set designers took Q-tips.
Yeah,
it's a
they're
mini
painted
thing.
Q-tips, yeah.
Painted Q-tips, all a different color. Set them into the stands on like a mesh, and then put something like a fan underneath it or something to make it look like the people were moving.
Yeah.
And so all the people you see sitting in the stands during the pod racing scene are Q-tips.
Interesting.
So instead of CGIing it, it's
Just Q-tips.
yep, that's it.
Episode 1, just Q-tips.
Right? Well, that was okay. So anyway, I saw a really funny thing where in episode 1, they had to get in any of the lightsaber fights, Ewan McGregor, they had to tell him to stop making lightsaber sounds.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
Yes.
Every time he'd swing him around, he would go voo voo, and then they had him do it, and he did a really good impression on stage. They handed him a couple lightsabers, and then and they're like, "Can you like kind of do what you did back then?" So he goes, "Yeah, sure." So he's like, and he did the sound perfectly, and then he's like voo 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 voo, and as he did the
amazing.
drawdown sound, and it was like, and he did it. It was perfect. I was like, wow. But yeah,
That's
the sound guys
awesome.
would yell at him because they had to go through and edit out every single
That's so funny.
as he was waving it around. So
That's
it was
awesome.
fun to do that. But all right, well, I want to say thank you to Bill for being on the show.
Wait, hold on. He didn't talk about Harry Potter's game yet.
Wizards
mobile
Unite
game.
Well, we're going to talk about that next time Bill's on.
The
Well-
game's going to be old by then.
No.
But then, secondly, we haven't done a shower thought in like three podcasts.
And 3 power casts.
And 3 power casts. It's Nintendo's accessory for fishing.
Right?
Power cast.
The power guys.
The rubber,
Okay.
robot glove.
Yes.
You know, I haven't done a shout out either, and I don't have one lined up.
Well, you want to do a shout out to Queen Shadow Lady.
Oh, yeah. So, on I think it was the Ahsoka Tano cosplay group on Facebook, there was a girl who posted a picture of Queen Shadow and a picture of Ashley Eckstein's It's Your Universe. And she was like, first people to comment, I will ship this to for free anywhere in the U.S. So I was like the first one. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I want Queen Shadow. So yeah, I'm getting Queen
that's-
Shadow for free.
That's awesome.
I was like,
how
do you want me
cool
to
is
pay
that?
for the shipping? She's like, it can't be that much. Don't worry about it.
That's
Like,
sweet.
oh my gosh, I love you.
So thank you to.
Yeah, thank you. Her name was.
Well, if she has
something.
a business or a page, we'll put a link to it in the.
It's
just say
just
hey,
a Facebook
thank you
page,
for
just her personal Facebook. That's
awesome
what it was.
giving us a thing. I'm a jiggy. And then Bill, we will have you on again, and we will talk about Wizarding Unite.
Wizards Unite.
Jeremy can't even remember the
Wizarding
name.
Unite.
I just started with Snapchat. Calm down.
Grandpa Jeremy. Okay,
Get off my
Jeremy.
lawn.
Jeremy, look at the camera. Very still.
Oh, no.
Just really still.
Why do you do this to Chris?
Chris, can you please edit him as an old man?
Old man Jeremy. I'd need
Yep.
age-reducing software to do that.
No, but Zinga.
A Dumbledore beard.
Yes.
Right?
I'm gonna give you an eye patch too, just because. So go look
surprised you
there.
didn't say
Okay,
it.
so there's the eye patch. Oh man, you look so. Take your glasses off. You're messing with the eye patch.
Okay, I was gonna.
Hey, that looks a lot better.
When Jeremy had his eye,
80s.
Jeremy
All right,
has
thank you.
worn
You're
an
good
eye
now.
patch in the past.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We'll tell that story too in the future. I got to keep track of all this. And I was thinking today too, I want to have Janae on at some point. So,
Well, she's yeah.
because Janae and I have a lot of funny stories also with Chris.
Yep.
The Birdman.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a coffee table involved in one of them.
Oh, man. You guys are missing out. You'll hear
I was
the
gonna
stories.
say I probably don't want to sit in on that one because I'll be like, wait, what happened now?
Oh, no. You'll laugh.
It was nothing bad except for
No.
the coffee table.
Oh man, we used to be very creative with like the ideas and stories we would write and try to come up with. Chris and I have been doing this for a long time. We also
2004.
Karen or Janae and I had a fake news show, and she was I was Chuck Chuckerson, and she was Cheese I Wanna. It was like the names that we came up with. And then I would tap the papers on the desk and everything, and I had what I was supposed to say, but just like this, it was unscripted, really though. And so all the words were backwards, so I like didn't notice. But as I'm like tapping the papers in front of the news, it was like all my stuff was on the backside. I mean, it was just like it made my parents laugh. They're like, "Oh, you are just so funny," and I'm just completely oblivious. Just oh yeah, great news going on here, blah blah blah. Another news,
Just like the real news.
so
Right.
All right, well, I want to thank you to my studio guest who had come on
Me.
tonight.
Hello.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was really fun watching.
I'm glad. Well, now, like you said, your sister's gonna have to come back on because you got a speaking part.
No, don't say
Yeah, I'm the
that.
cat.
We only hand those out once a generation.
So we're super glad you're on, Bill. I'm so glad that you were on again.
You're very
We will, if you want to see Kara, eventually get that Niffler.
Come back for episode 3.
We are going to buy the entire
right.
box
It's
at
gonna
Barnes
happen.
and Noble.
We're an unboxing channel
Jeremy's
now.
like,
Yeah.
dang it, what have I done?
What have I done? So subscribe and comment and like and everything.
It would be
You'll
a really
see-
funny video, actually.
Yeah, you'll see Kara. Oh yeah, there you go, Chris. We'll just buy
The box.
100 of them and we'll just open them all
open
on
them.
camera.
Do a time. We'll do a time lapse.
Yeah, you can do a
lapse.
time lapse. Chris is bringing it full circle back to being a time lapse.
And
Yeah.
the extras we get, we'll send to some lucky winner.
Hey, there we
Yeah.
go. Who wants 99 Dolores Umbridges?
No, those we'll throw into a pile and burn.
Oh no.
Or
Poor
we'll
Dolores.
blow it up, Chris.
Yeah!
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like it.
Anytime there's explosives, I am in.
Well, that's all I have. Any
Shower thought.
Oh yeah, man. Okay.
Come on the spot, Chris. Come on.
On the spot shower thought. Yeah, no, I can't think of one. So, yep, nope. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye bye.